What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Green and Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new review. This time featuring Arsenal versus Swansea. And the game pretty much played out like I expected it to, in a lot of ways. In control of last spells of the game. Even though I felt like it'd be a confident 3-0. Part of me, and I did say it in my preview, Swansea don't have a terrible record at the Emirates. People forget that. I never saw one person mention it in their individual previews. Their record is not bad at the Emirates. So we're really surprised when this turned into a difficult game. I was watching this the entire time. It wasn't a great performance from Arsenal, but, you know, I even tweeted it at the time. Even when we went 1-0 down, I fully expected us to come back and win. What disappointed me was us having to come back and win as opposed to just staying in control of the game. And so it played out. You know, the first half was really typical Arsenal these days of the last 3-4 years. You know, just in control of possession, but not really doing anything. You know, it's a myth at this point that Arsenal are exciting to watch, and they really aren't. They aren't really until they get into trouble. How sad is that? Because when they get into trouble, that's when the urgency comes. And because the crowd in the Emirates, our patience has been tested for so long now that whenever, and I noticed this very much so when I watched the game live myself, even on Tuesday with the kids, is that when we go behind, the crowd, we're just not taking this shit no more. So I think the players are sensing it, and it almost gives them a kick up the backside. Why we can't just start matches quickly anymore, I will never understand. Speaking of the first goal, you know, it was a ball that came into Tammy Abrahams, spun Mertesacker like he weren't there, and delivered in a ball for Clueless. I don't know. Our defenders were clueless, and so was the damn goalkeeper. I don't know where or how or who thought it was a good idea for him to come steam-rolling out to try and block this ball. But this Clueless guy just slid it under him like it was nothing. 1-0 Swansea. I've never even heard of this guy. Tell you, we make the most basic of players look like well-beaters whenever they play Arsenal. And that was their first attack. And it was the only thing they really did in the entire half, arguably the entire game. It was disappointing because we were clearly in control of that entire game. And it was at that point I just said, I'm quite confident we'll come back and win this game, but I don't understand why it takes this to happen before we do. First half came and went. They rightly got booed off. Second half started, we look a lot better. And for me, the man of the match, Kolasinac, scored a goal, had a great assist. His link-up play was fantastic. Probably the only player who I felt really played well. To be honest, they all stepped it up in the second half, but I thought he played well both halves. I thought he was trying both halves. Shame for him, really, because he went off injured as well towards the end of the game. I hope that is not a bad one. But fair play to Kolasinac, you know. There was a nice little bit of intricacy between Alexandre Lacazette and Ozil. It kind of fell towards Kolasinac, and this guy, no fancy shit, just struck it as hard as he could. And it flew past Flapianski, 1-1 Arsenal Swansea. And then there was a lovely ball that came into him from Xhaka. He controlled it. He was at the byline, squared it to Ramsey. And Ramsey, fair play to Ramsey, because that ball came in quickly to him. But he struck it cleanly, controlled it nicely. And again, it went past Flapianski. And he got a foot to it, Fabianski. He really did. But it was just too much for him. 2-1, and then effectively the game was done. You know, it weren't the most interesting game. You know, if you're an Arsenal fan or if you're a neutral, and you're curious about the way Arsenal play, this ain't the game I recommend watching. It's not particularly it wasn't a particularly interesting game, I must admit. But on to the next one, 3 points, job done. That's the way I see it. There's no point over-analysing it. Anyway, guys, you let me know what you think. Did you enjoy the game? Leave it in the comments below. If you're following me on Twitter, which you should do, @ColossalChig, again, the link is in the description below. I made an announcement yesterday, and that is myself and Lee will be addressing the events of this week and a certain Ivan Gazidis. And I'll be doing a live show with him tomorrow at 6:30 UK time. And that one should be lively. I suspect we both have a lot to say about that one. So keep it tuned. And the best way of doing that is by subscribing. So hit that subscribe button. And also hit the notification bell. I promise you won't regret it. All right, people. I'm out of here. Take care. Peace.